Hi, I'm Colton Hall, and I'm choosing to do landscape as my final. And I found some job listings along those lines and looked through the skills on there and found that I wanted to learn how to make foliage and try to use Blender because those were what I was lacking the most. I chose my tutorials according to that and also watched an insane amount of other tutorials and just videos about everything. I started off with a realistic fern using the Alice's from Quixel Bridge, and that turned out to not be very difficult. You just kind of throw it on a model in Maya and then slap it in Unreal. And I wanted to try something a little bit more outside of my skill set. So I started doing these stylized flowers. I created custom textures, modeled them in Maya. I ran into a lot of issues with blackness on like the back sides of some of the planes in my models, but I used what I learned in some of the other tutorials to kind of like work out issues with that, but it's not perfect yet. I also found this program called Tree It that I use for a tree making tutorial that is super quick and easy to use, but I also had more problems with blackness on some of the foliage or some of the parts of my foliage. And then my favorite part of this was I did this stylized grass tutorial. I decided to use Blender, which was super difficult to use, and I ended up watching an entire tutorial series on just how to use Blender. And I also had to make one of the worst UVs I've ever seen, but I did learn a lot about materials with this one, and it allowed me to create a really cool looking like stylized grass. For the final, I plan on using the things I learned to create a stylized courtyard scene in Unreal using other foliage and materials, or custom foliage and materials, to create an interesting and beautiful landscape.